Hey, happy 420, guys. Levi, give it a rest. Come on, buddy.
She's using my bike.
You're 10 years old.
She's using my bike. Come here, Patches.
Cat's outside. Oh, yeah, what a Saturday. Now we won the baseball game, so that's good. 25 to like 16, something ridiculous.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good game.
Is that why
Beautiful
they're
day.
hyperactive in the house now?
Bro, they're out of control. You know what's funny, though, is like they're dead quiet until I fire up the space. And then suddenly they're screaming at each other. It's like, okay.
Hey, what age group is that they're playing?
Little League, AAA Little League.
Yeah, but
So it's like 8. No, it's like, yeah, 8 to 12.
okay, so 12U. All right.
Yeah, 12U. T, what's going on?
Hey man, is there any updates on the crofam?
We have not tracked down this Akira dude, and I haven't heard anything back from what's his name, Senor Crow on Telegram. We haven't seen any trading on Thunder. I think everybody's just kind of staying away. But the platform still functions. The liquidity is still gone. I went through the transactions. It looks like the dude took about 60,000 US.
See, like the stories keep changing. At first it was 120. It's just like it's all over the place. No one can give like an accurate answer right now. But it is
Well,
crazy.
I just went through it. You can see all of the transactions were yesterday at 11 a.m. and they were one after another, about $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 each time, and it totaled about 60 when I added it up. But this is another one of those situations, like when Bach talks about the 60K that got taken by MMF when they added liquidity over there. It's the value of the tokens that you gave them. It's like
It's
it's a little hard to calculate.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, why walk away with like less than 100,000 or something? That like usually when people like rug pull, they go with a big chunk of change. It's like this is just like doesn't make sense to me yet.
And I think that's because a lot of people rug pull for the first time. They're not like professional rug pullers. They're trying to squeeze whatever liquidity they can out of whatever they have access to for whatever reasons they justify it in their head. But like, I can't explain it. I just know that, the markets are low. It's as low as they've ever been since I got into this kind of stuff. And it creates a sentiment in the communities where like everybody's on edge.
You need at least 3 rug pulls to be a professional rug puller.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The first one is sloppy. It's like your first murder. It's always sloppy until you perfect it.
They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you just minted 2 quadrillion tokens, right? What are you going to do with them? You're going to dump them all at once? Because as soon as you make one transaction, now you're tanking the value of the token that you're trying to sell. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you're squeezing a stone at some point.
No, it makes sense. I'm just saying it was just like it didn't make sense to me, like why he just took so little. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like at first I thought it was like a joke.
No, he took what he could. Really, he just tanked that token. There's still $17,000 worth of liquidity in that token, but like, honestly, I can't explain it. I can't. It's just sad, and it's a shame because we actually put a lot of trust in crofam, and it shows. We locked our liquidity there. I can't even take out the 6,000-7,000 that's in there.
Yeah, that's a shame.
In Thunder, yeah. But I'm not worried about it. It's on the blockchain. Like we will get that out if crofam ceases to operate. Jameson, what's up?
What's up, guys? How's it going? I guess I haven't heard about this. This was Crowfi, where Thunder's at.
Yeah, Crowfi had either a rogue dev. I mean, they know his name, so he must have been involved in some way, shape, or form. Someone had access to the deployer wallet, so they minted a bunch of tokens and sold them into the liquidity pool. That was yesterday. So yeah, it's just another piece of not great news, right? We had huge layoffs at Gemini, which were unexpected. We had inflation reports, which was expected. There's just, there's not a lot of good news to go around. I hope everybody sold some treasury yesterday when we were at 120, because it's back down to 80, 75. And I just want everybody to be taking profits where they can get them, because there's definitely money to be made in bear markets. It's not just about preparing for when we have another bull run. What's going on, T?
Yeah, so this whole week has been like nothing but bad news, or unfortunate news. So let's talk about something that's actually like exciting. Let's talk about the steakhouse and Thunder being on there.
That's exciting stuff, dude. And I think that what they're doing with MMF is actually super exciting. And what we've been talking about is we don't want to take away from what they've done so far this week. Like everybody's still finding out about the discounts for holding Thunder tokens and the even better discounts that you get for holding DGen cats. So we're definitely going to roll it out. They seem as excited about it as we are. It's MMF that really got me thinking, because MMF was the first pool that had a deflationary mechanic. So they're burning 2% of everything that goes into it, whether it's the rewards that you're seasoning or the principal that you're grilling. So it's a very good thing for MMF and SVN right now. And I'm excited to do it with Thunder, but even more amped up. So we can start kicking these deflationary mechanics into these tokens on Chronos, and the people who know and are involved with it are going to be the ones that are making out the best.
I did hear something about if you did the 6-to-1 that you might get whitelisted. I was in the Discord with the chef master, and he was talking about that you can get whitelisted for future things if you do 6-to-1.
Talk about it, man. 6-to-1 is a very important ratio that everybody that's involved with the steakhouse, whether it's 50 Crow or 50 MMF or 50,000, like, understand the 6-to-1 ratio, because that's what's going to keep this thing sustainable. And there are some pools where it's baked in, and there's some pools where it's just, like, it's not even incentivized. It's honor system, like do 6-to-1 in the Crow Genesis pool, because that's what T's talking about. That's where you're going to get like rewarded for doing it, because there's no lock. Well, you gotta do it.
I think the theory is, and I could be wrong on this, so anybody can correct me, but eventually the APR is going to start coming down, right? And the more you season and the bigger the ounce of the steak is, it's going to counterbalance the APR coming down. So as that comes down, you're still going to kind of get your daily at about the same if you keep seasoning like 6-to-1, or whatever your plan is. Obviously everybody's going to have different strategy to this, but as it starts to come down, you're going to want a little bigger of an ounce of steak to try to keep up with the game for as long as you can.
The APR is the APR on your stake, not a global APR. So whatever you put in is the APR. They've set it at 8%, and it's balancing around about 10 to 11, maybe 11.5, 12%.
Where are you getting those numbers?
Well, I'm a
I
bit
mean,
of a
8%,
nerd.
I know, but where are you getting 11, 12?
Well, when you do the whole referral malarkey, you get a little bit of a jump. The 12% compounds back in.
Yeah, see, with the Crow Genesis, especially if you're doing a lot of referrals, it's difficult to track exactly what you're doing, and because of the fact that there's no 6-1 lock on it, everybody's going to be doing it a little differently. I've been telling people that when MMF is dropping below Crow like this, and you're getting like sometimes almost 2.5 MMF to a Crow, I take the Crow rewards, swap it to MMF, and throw that in the grill. There's so many different things you can do.
Can someone explain this 6-1 to me? I guess it's just a term I haven't heard.
6-1 is the sustainability method. So it's seasoning 6 days in a row and then harvesting on the 7th. It's very biblical. No, I'm playing, but it's what's recommended for sustainability, and it's also, like I was saying, it's baked into the SVN and the MMF pools. Like, you can't withdraw it for the first 6.
I got you. So like, and then after, so people aren't. So are you guys going in every single day and compounding, or are you guys letting
Yes.
stuff? Because I know MMF you can build up and stuff, but you're not like waiting a few days and then just
No,
pulling out.
I think the best thing to do is to keep seasoning and keep compounding, because like
Every
T
day.
was saying, if at the moment we're still in the like marketing phase where new people are coming in every day. You can see from the chef numbers going up in the pools that track it. So when the chef numbers are going up, everything's moving fluidly. But like T and Cole were saying, like the APR will change depending on how much Crow is being put in, whether it's rewards or the grill. So the important thing is to keep the rewards going back into the pool on the 6-1 ratio. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, no, just to answer his question or to chime in, really, I think that the 6-1, especially in the bear market right now, is a great option because we could actually, stretch this out as far as possible. Hypothetically, let's just say that the bear market is a year and a half, 2 years, and we are able to season this for, quite a while. Like, you're going to be able to like keep your head above water just by doing this and really see some major, major gains when the bull run comes around.
And it's a nice daily thing to do. Like, I enjoy having activities in DeFi to do on a daily basis because I have to come into DeFi and I have to do a couple of things daily. So it's nice to have a place like the Steakhouse where it's very simple, and we all got in really early, and we're incentivized with, I mean, they only chose 3 projects to be involved with. That's the Nobodies, Island Thunder, and Meerkats. Like, that's the clique. That's the crew. It feels good.
Which they're all still minting. So if you guys don't have either one of those, definitely go get those.
So the Island Thunder NFT gives us a discount. I've been gone.
No, man,
I've been
this
gone
is
for like 2 or
important.
3
Thank
days.
you.
I haven't
Thank
heard
you for
any of this.
asking. I just breezed right over it. Yeah, if you hold an Island Thunder NFT in your wallet, you get a 50% reduction in dev fees. So there's a 2% dev fee, and with a NFT of ours or of the Nobodies, Johnny Chimps, you get 1% dev fees. Same thing with Meerkats, but in the MMF and SVN pools. And Nobodies and Thunder are for the Crow Genesis pool, which is my favorite, personally.
Cool. I didn't know that. So that's basically, because I was to say they have
That was news on Thursday night. I think we dropped that, so it's only been
Right.
like a day.
Cool. Okay. And then, because I know I have a little bit in each one. I've noticed, because like kind of what Cole was saying, except I don't have. I know I have it in Crow, MMF, and the USDC. The USDC is like right on that 8%. But I have noticed it seems like MMF and Crow is a little over 8. Maybe, I mean, I've sent out a few referral links, but I don't think enough to really make it that much. So
I hear you, man. I feel the exact same way. And like I was saying, it's tough to track because you don't really get notifications about referral Crow. But yeah, my Crow Genesis pool is definitely above 8%. Definitely.
Yeah, I've been withdrawing at roughly the same time every day, and it's tipping between 9 and 11%.
Yeah, because I wake up in the morning every day to like 400 Crow. It doesn't matter how long I slept, and I'm like, wait a second, because I think my initial was like 1,500.
But let's
And yeah,
face it,
I've been seasoning a lot.
even a flat 8%, 8% return, you know, it's not to be sniffed at, is it, boys and girls?
It's not, and it's not sustainable. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah, it's true. It's not.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a flash in the pan. Luckily, it's still over. Let me just check now. It's 378,000 Crow in the pool. So as long as it doesn't dip under 200,000 Crow, we're all good. We're all good to go.
But I think the point about this, let's just be real about this. 8% is not sustainable, no matter like how we look at it. But if it does drop down to 2 or 1, if you really have seasoned and you actually got your stake high enough, you're gonna start like balancing out. So as it comes down, you really have like built your bag up to the point where you could, kind of like ride this out.
I don't think a lot of people understand what the seasoning thing is. And I tried to explain it to a muggle, a complete fucking muggle. And I said, if you put 1,000 Crow in and you season daily, that 1,000 Crow, your initial 1,000 Crow will end up being something like 1,400 Crow by the end of the 6-day seasoning. So you're making 8% on that 1,400 Crow. I'm like, exactly. I don't really understand. It's like, no, because you can't physically see what your original stake is.
I know you have to be able to picture what an ounce of steak actually is and really visualize it as it's growing. Because at first my goal was to get to an ounce. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to stop at an ounce. My brain was just like, you just got to get an ounce. But then
now
I get
it's competition.
It's like, well, now what am I going to do? Yeah. You got to get it bigger. You need more than an ounce.
I want 1.2 because Alpha's got 1. No, I want 1.5 because Cole's got 1.2.
Keep it up with the screenshots. The screenshots are very important here.
Here's a crazy story. We're over here talking about like 1 ounce, 2 ounce, whatever. Johnny Chimps is up to 15 ounces. Like he's killing the game. But
bro, he went in there so hard. Like he put me onto it. And he was already like 15K deep by the time I started. I was like, bro, you need to let me catch up.
Yeah, he's killing it. But, he's actually doing it the right way. He doesn't ever claim his full like rewards. He takes a fraction and then seasons it back because in his eyes, he's like, I want this to last for everybody as long as possible. So like him as like what I believe to be a whale is a very responsible whale. And we need more people like that.
Definitely. And shout
my
out
personal opinion, I think sorry Alf, I think it will get to over 1 million Crow in that Crow grill.
Definitely.
Well, Baked Beans got up to 7 million, so I don't see that being a problem.
Because 1 million Crow ain't even a drop in the bucket when it comes to these.
And also, protocols. I will challenge anyone that says, "Oh, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi." And yeah, you probably have your opinion, but the thing that I really like about it is the caveat is the minute you go onto their information page, it says you're burning your Crow. So it's a fucking no-brainer. If you can't fucking read, don't play the game.
You know how many spaces I've been thrown out of in like the last couple of days because people call me a scammer, that this is a scam link.
Oh
I'm
my
a
god!
monster.
I know
All
people are really worked up about this one. I've seen people get fired up about the grills, and
But
I'm
let's
like, you
be
don't
honest.
have to. Yeah, like no one's saying put it in. I'm
It
saying
looks
if you
it's a
want.
it
burn
looks like a
mechanic.
90s video game. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks like a
Yeah.
first edition like video game or like website. So I can get it where people might be a little skeptical, but fuck it. Print the money, right?
I guess the UI is very important, bro. Like these guys were trying to put me on Dark Crystal Finance today, and I was like, I don't know. Like I can't even do it with this website.
Oh yes, Sushi Gang is definitely heavy on the Dark Crystal. I haven't got around to it, and I don't know if I want to spread myself too thin, but yeah, that's another thing.
Leroy be talking it up, like
Holding
he
faces.
said some shit today, like you'll never see rewards this high again, and I'm like, wait a second, wait, what? That's a bold statement. Is this really that good? Dark Crystal? I can't even get the shit to open.
I don't know. I can't spread myself too thin. I got to be smart about this, and the more that you spread yourself thin, I think you make less, but you are all over the place.
It's about when you move the liquidity, in all honesty, because we watched Treasure go down today at the exact moment that Dark Crystal opened up their pools at 2 p.m. So, I mean, you be the judge. There's a lot of the same liquidity that moves around on Chronos.
It's all the same people. It's wink.
all the same fucking people.
Yeah,
And we
sorry for
hang
that.
out with most of them.
It's all the degenerates that are just grinding out, trying to make a
Yeah,
little
they
money
just
through
take the
this
bag
through
of
this bear
treasure,
market, y'all.
throw it over
And
here.
listen, the Degens are really good people. Let's not forget that. Degens are the
No.
people.
No, they're
Thank
some of the
you.
greatest people you'll meet. I agree. Like, and I think that's the cool
Thank you very
thing.
much.
We're all helping each other out. But it's the ones that like I have so many friends that are like, nope, I'm done until crypto gets back. Until the market cap hits 2 trillion, I'm out. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, all right, man. And they call me complaining all the time. I'm like, will you quit calling me complaining about the market? I'm sitting here making money and you're calling me bitching. I've tried to tell you to come over here and do this. And like people just don't want to listen because they listen to the news and they're like, nah, it's a bad market. There's no money to be made. So
You gotta shut that mainstream
you
news
do.
off.
You gotta listen to the people that are just like these guys, these little rooms. Everyone that's in here just working it.
But
Works if you work it.
you got to realize too, like if you take a step back, we're all a bunch of like drug addicts at this. The Degens are addicts at extremes. We like one thing and we like another thing, like in a heartbeat, in an extreme.
It's crypto. You got to make your money. You got like make hay while the sun shines and all that kind of stuff. If we all had morals and we're all loving and hell to Jesus and all that kind of stuff, then we wouldn't be fucking here, would we?
Do we care about the money or is it the dopamine?
It's the dopamine. I'll tell you.
Tease
The
might be onto something here, man.
No, it's the money.
It's the dopamine. The Sushi Gang, right? There were like $2, $3 maybe. I paid in gas fee $45, and I said, "Fuck it, I just want it."
How
That
did you
deal.
feel? Tell me how you felt on the inside
That's not
when you
dopamine.
pressed that button.
That's
Well,
almost like being a crack addict.
well, it hit me so hard. My heart started to race, and I was like, "All right, I felt good." But after it came down, I felt like shit, and I kind of like huddled in a corner, kind of rocking back and forth for a little while.
But that
I-
hit was so good.
It's like
Oh,
buying something from Wish. You get it and you're thinking, why don't I just buy it from the proper place in the first place? You're trying to get a good deal and it all got tits up.
Y'all are scrambling my brains here. Are we still talking about Treasure? Because that was awesome.
No, yeah, we're talking about Treasure. My bad.
Everybody, like, Treasure was a good feeling on a bad week, man. That was really nice. That's the good news this week. Is that everybody that bought on Monday and sold on Friday made a solid 6x.
So I will mention a sustainable project. I was I thought it would take off a little harder, but it's solid to see. Like Magus nodes right now is holding like right around, like it didn't go up much, but like around $1.30, $1.20, somewhere right in there right now. But it's 1% a day. So it's like 365 a year. Nothing super crazy, but it's still one of those, like, it seems to be doing pretty well, you know? And I mean, if you look at that, like, it's not huge money, huge gains to be made, but if you are looking for something that's, you know, based to be long-term right off the launch, I don't know. I know I'm trying to find some of those too, just because the high APRs are great, but they seem to be drying up pretty quick too.
Yeah, but that's sustainable. Like, 1% definitely.
Yeah, that 1% play in Magus nodes is. I mean, I was kind of expecting a 5x or 6x or even a 10x on launch, and it didn't. It just did a 1.2x, but it's now slowly climbing. And like Jameson said, it's a 1% return. I mean, Kronos nodes is a 5% return. Crow nodes was a 5% return. So take your money, pays your bills. We'll see.
Is everybody still holding Kronos nodes until they bring out all the utilities for them?
Is that Kronos nodes or Crow nodes? Everyone gets so confused.
The navy. The blue ones. The spinny guys.
Yeah, Kronos. I like Kronos nodes. I think they've got a massive play in them.
I like them too, especially when Kron went under $5. I started building nodes again, and now I've got 6.
Yeah, I've been like, I'll pull a little bit in compound and then I sell some off. Because I just wanted to take my initial out, but I think that one's going to do really well when they launch their decks and they do the NFTs. They have like 4 or 5 things in the pipe, so I think that one could really pop off pretty well.
And it's still under the radar as well. And even us, like D-gens that got into it, we haven't been pumping it. I definitely haven't been pumping it because I want to keep it low so I can build up. I know G's got 100 nodes, and I think he's bought his son 50 odd nodes. He's probably got fucking 300 now.
Wait a second. Brad is fucking pin bombing us again. Brad, what is this? What is this?
What's up, guys? I thought that's what you guys were just talking about.
What? What is it? I can't see what it is. It's a fork.
Yeah, the dark crystal.
Oh, it's dark crystal.
Yeah, it's
Did you get it to work?
not the best one that I've messed around with. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, me neither. But I can't get it to work.
But like, you mean the website's not the best, or like the whole?
No, I mean, usually you have at least like a little 12-hour pump, This one just went straight fucking down. So, I don't know.
Well,
Do your own
I think it didn't work for you then.
Good thing, huh? That's what I was just gonna say.
The universe is looking out for you.
It's like, I kept hitting it, and it kept hitting the connect button just kept coming up. It doesn't matter how many times.
I don't know. It was wonky all around, if you ask me. It didn't work right. Just, I don't know who threw that out there. I think it's maybe just one guy.
Together, y'all. This is a bear market. Just take an extra day and get your website right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, I have a general question. Sorry to interrupt.
No apologies in the jungle, bro. Go ahead.
Well, I suppose I have a specific one first based on the conversation the past 15 minutes or so. What are dev fees? I think that's what was said.
It's a good question. Dev fees are the percentage of transactions that the team holds. So it's the development fee.
And what is an acceptable percentage?
Well, it depends who you're working with, right? Like on a big dex, you guys are the ones that got me looking at it, actually. And so I did the numbers, and MMF is the cheapest. MMF has the cheapest liquidity pool trading fees. But that means that if you provide liquidity on MMF, you're also earning the least off of your liquidity. So Crow Dex is actually still, in my mind, the best DEX to provide liquidity on. Period.
Cool. And the general question, just an open floor for this one. I guess it could be a bit of fun to answer. If you had 100,000 Crow and you were looking to grow it, what would you do with it? Would you just hold it, wait for Crow to go up in value, or would you exchange it for another crypto and stake that? I'm just curious as to the different responses.
You want to grow your amount of Crow. You have 100,000 Crow and you want twice as much.
Just you got that and you just want to make more out of it.
Depends on your risk.
Let's go with a high risk and low risk option.
I guess low risk would just be staking it for a low APR and it's just going to stay there. And then high risk, well, then talk to any DGen up here.
I don't think there's a thing as low risk.
Your poison.
When it comes to crypto, there's no low risk. Simple. It's all high risk. It's just a higher level of risk. Point.
Let's just call it like it is. Everything in crypto is high risk.
High, low.
Because even things that we don't think can go to zero can go to fucking zero.
Oh, yes,
that was a shot at Luna.
TSUD, TSUSD. That was technically, that was a low risk play. What the fuck happened to that?
I wasn't talking about Luna. I was talking about crofam, baby. That was 99.5% in less than 15 minutes, all because of one guy. That's all it takes is one fucking guy, and you're not that guy, pal. For 60K.
Yeah, that's
Why
great.
is it always 60 fucking K? Why is it always 60K?
It's a round number.
Start
with a 6.
Anyways, boys, I'm dropping.
I think
drop in, say hi.
That's the cutoff. It's like that's the amount of money that someone will fuck you over for.
That's the amount that they owe their bookie, and that's for whatever reason that's the cutoff that you can get into debt with a bookie. So once he gets that, he's out.
Wait, somebody Google how many years you can to go to jail for how much you took. Is like 60 like the lowest amount of years you get?
In the UK, the Serious Fraud Squad don't investigate anything for under 60K.
You're making that shit up.
There you go. That's what it is.
In America, it's 2,000. Any crime under 2,000 is a
2,000
minor offense.
Yeah, that maybe the little league do, but the big boys won't do anything under $120,000, maybe even $250,000.
Well, we said the theory already. This was his first murder. It was sloppy. He didn't know how to do it right. So, as he does it the next time, he'll get better at it.
This is terrible alpha for a bunch of degens, but like credit card fraud, they literally do not investigate any incident under $2,000. Can you believe that? They just let it go.
Can you walk us through that step by step, please?
Now, again, in the UK, it's under $6,000. They won't touch it under £6,000. Sorry. So what's that? About $8,500.
My first idea.
Not worth their time. Not worth their time and energy.
Hello, everybody. But yeah, my first clue: 60K. How much is a key of coke? Is that like people are in debt and they just need to pay their debts?
Nah,
$12,300.
Yeah, 13 to 16,000.
Oh shit, that is cheap.
Well, yeah, it depends where you get it from. If you go all the way down to Mexico, it's about 5,000.
What's the cost in Providence?
That's how you double your crow, baby. Go to Mexico.
Well, it sounds like some amount that people would be indebted for, and like either it's credit fraud or something illegal like that. Well, both are illegal, so yeah.
One of the best things to do is provide liquidity for some type of trading pair that you enjoy. Because that's a really easy way to make your crow grow, especially while the market's low. Build up LPs in pairs that do a lot of trading on platforms that do a lot of trading and watch that grow. You don't have to do anything.
But the problem is, Alpha, 99.5% of people don't understand what liquidity pairing is all about.
But this is really important because this is what really builds value on the chain and grows your portfolio and grows your CRO, is seeing yourself as a liquidity provider and then providing liquidity, really seeing the big picture of everything that's going on here and taking your portion, even if it's just a tiny slice, like that's yours.
You should take a second to walk it through, though, like for people that don't understand, like a minute to, like, explain that to them.
Okay. So everything that we do in DeFi is a lot different than the markets that you'll see normal trading on, like stock markets or centralized crypto exchanges that do like actual trades with spreads. Now this, on DeFi, everything's AMMs, automated market makers, which are liquidity pools. So every token in a trading pair, if you're trading CRO for MMF, let's say, to keep it easy, when you trade CRO for MMF, you are simply putting CRO into one side of a liquidity pool and taking MMF out of the other side. So every transaction is changing the ratio. If people are only buying MMF and putting CRO in, then the LP goes heavy to the CRO side and the MMF price goes up and the CRO tokens goes up. Now, if you are providing liquidity, you are adding CRO and MMF into that pool in the ratio that it is at the present moment, and you are getting back an LP token, which represents your portion of the pool. That's what LP tokens are. And then that's what we are always having so much fun with, staking. You get rewarded by a lot of these platforms for providing liquidity. That's how they incentivize us to provide liquidity on their platforms. So all these games that we play, we're really just making LPs. That's all we're ever doing. God, I hope that was helpful. What's up, Doc?
What's going on, guys? I'll keep it short. I was supposed to be taking the weekend off, and then, of course, Alpha has a space on Saturday, so I find myself here on my phone. So, anyway, I just wanted to come in and say hi to everybody and let everybody know I'm hosting a space on Sunday. I'm not going to get into detail on it here because this is Alpha Space, but check my profile page on Twitter. You'll see it if I haven't invited you or you haven't seen a tweet. But I'm going to take the rest of the day off.
Good. Is this the Crumballs thing?
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yeah, EST.
EST, which is the only time I want to talk about ever from now on. Everything EST.
Crowmorph, what's up?
So not the North Pole time then. That's 1 hour later, so I'm not going to promise to be there and speak because, yeah, you remember how it went last time. I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's all good, Crowmorphs. I that was fantastic. No, this is just going to be more of a standard AMA, so people can come ask direct questions to Chrono Balls about the project, and we can see how it's coming along. So it's not going to be. I got really far along in my followers on the last one, and I'm almost there now to 1,000. But this is going to be more, like direct, professional, I guess you will, not just we'll hang out and have fun, of course, but you know what I mean. Like, come loaded for bear as far as questions go.
Awesome, and I'll rather say you'll see me if you see me. That's better, but yeah.
Hey, buddy, just come and join in and then go to bed. Like, just knowing that you're there just makes me smile, even if you're asleep while you're in the room.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys in my sleep, so you're probably haunting me in my dreams. Then either way, it's all good.
Yeah, well, that's the story of my life. I haunt everybody in their dreams.
It gets pretty bad.
Just fuck you, Alpha. Anyway,
It's just
I love
like
all
it pulls you in, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But we could run like a speed round with Corona balls. We could warm them up a little for tomorrow.
There you go.
Play a
Anyway, I got nothing but love for you guys. I'm gonna just hang out for the rest of the night and everything, but I can't see an Island Thunder space and not pop in and say hi.
We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, well, right back at you, buddy. I'll talk at you guys later, okay?
See you. Balls, my guy. How we doing on a Saturday?
I'm doing good. I'm great. I'm just pouring out some margarita right now.
Damn.
Oh, margarita sounds nice.
Party time.
That is dangerous stuff. I'm actually on a bottle of wine myself, but
Salt,
it's
no
so.
salt. Are we? What kind of margarita drinkers are you?
Well, I got a pre-mix one. That's a mango one. It's pretty good, and then I add 2 ounces of tequila on top of it.
Fancy.
Only
Wavy
2 hours.
Saturdays. What happened to Wavy Saturdays? We lost you, bud. Does Wavy still do Wavy Saturdays? He used to give out like 150 NFTs on a Saturday. We got to get that going in the bear market, baby. People are gonna start to think that motherfuckers are fair weather fans. You know, like you can't just stop doing what you used to do when things were good. Rockstar stopped doing Sundays. Come on, y'all. We gotta pick up the
Yeah,
pieces,
but Rockstar's traveling around Europe, so give him credit. The guy needs a holiday.
All right, give him credit. He needs a holiday. Everybody else, pick up the pace here. Oh, Doc's coming back up. Watch out.
I can see something fun down here on Defi Dave. Rent this space. How much? Come up here and get a bidding war started for renting your PFP place.
Renting.
I like that.
I forgot to do something for you, Alpha.
Okay, welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
Nailed it. That was perfect.
All right, now I'm gone.
Awesome.
There you got what I drink right there. There it is. I posted it up top.
Oh, we got to give it a second.
Hey, before we get too down a different path, are there any potential risks for liquidity pools and stuff like that?
Definitely.
What should
Now,
people
your
have to
number one risk is impermanent loss. And we used to talk about this a lot back in the day when everybody was first dipping their toes into DeFi and learning about liquidity pools. The change in that ratio of the two tokens is your greatest exposure to risk in liquidity pools. So that's the main reason that I say, get into LPs that are tokens that you trade regularly, that are tokens that you hold long term, because you're really just involving yourself in the back end of the mechanics of all those trades. So provide liquidity for other people to trade with and earn on Crodex 0.17, I believe, almost 0.2% of trades.
The thing I found is you can only really truly tell people about impermanent loss when everything's stable or the same. And because everything fluctuates up and down by 30, 40, 50% very, very quickly, it's hard to almost write it down and explain it to muggles how it
It's
works.
gotten even harder, right, Cole? Because we used to talk about stable coins even a month ago. We used to talk about stable coins like they were stable, at least, and now we can't even do that. So it's gotten much more difficult to explain this stuff, which is unfortunate because we should all
literally. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, Jameson, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, it's one of those where, like you said, do two tokens that you like. Like if you hold Thunder and Crow, I think that's what's great about looking at Crowfire, things like that. Like, yes, you have impermanent loss. Like for example, I put Thunder and Crow in, and the other day I had to cash out my liquidity pool for something else. Well, when I pulled that liquidity pool out, I was down 2,000 Thunder, but I was up like a couple hundred Crow, right? So I had impermanent loss from Thunder, but I had more Crow. So I didn't really care either way because I could always go buy more Thunder with that Crow, or I needed Crow anyway. So it actually worked out in my favor because I didn't have to sell. I didn't actually have to sell Thunder to pull money out of it. I just cashed out my liquidity pool and I had Crow from that, instead of
See,
having that Thunder. So that's where once you actually play with it a little bit, yes, you have impermanent loss, but it's also one of those like, it depends on if you're comparing it back to a US dollar or not. I look at all of these as individual currencies. So like I think that's what you got to look at is like, I look at Crow as a currency that fluctuates off a US dollar price, but I also look at Thunder as its own currency too. So as long as you don't care, I guess that's where you got to kind of look at the impermanent loss factor is when it's two tokens, like Alpha says, that you don't care about. That's where you win because either way you're coming out ahead because you've got whatever, either way you want those tokens, right?
and also talking about them in this time context that we're in right now, it's just there's a overarching kind of stigma of at least one of those tokens is going down, right? Even if Thunder went up or stayed basically the same, we're in a downward trend. So that's what the stigma that everybody's mind is kind of set in. But like Jameson was saying, it's the coolest thing is when you do need liquidity and just pulling it and having it and not affecting the token price of two tokens that you really care about. Because we're always saying keep emotion out of this, but now we're saying like take two tokens that you're emotional about and don't ever want to give up and create liquidity with them.
Yeah, and I think, but
really
you're
the best
making
thing.
more of one of those at the end of the day. So it's like if you like it, it doesn't like it's a win-win, I guess, when you look at it. Because like if it was Crow, and let's say if you want to use a stable coin like USDC, well, I guess Crow could go down while people are cashing out. But if you're not looking at Crow as a dollar value, if you're looking at it as a Crow amount, then I think that you win. Like right now in this bear market, the best thing you can do is like set a Crow amount. Like remember when Crow was at 80 cents? And be like, man, I wish I had that much Crow. Set that Crow amount now and it's at 18 cents and try to stack up that much Crow so that when you get back, I think that that's one thing. Like if we pay attention more to that, that's where I've had my best growth in bear markets. Now this is, and this is this is now coming into the second bear market I've been into. And I feel like I've learned way more in this one because once you get in and play in this stuff, that's where you end up winning because then when you come back out of it, you have way more token at the end of the day.
That's 100% facts. And this chain is still in beta. We're not even part of the mainnet yet. And we've done 20 million transactions. There's 8 billion Crow delegated so far in 6 months on this chain. These are numbers that everybody needs to wrap their heads around because that's the start. That's the beginning of all this. And someone came up here and asked at the beginning, how do you make more Crow? So we're not talking dollars. We're not talking how to make money. We're talking how do you build your Crow bag in a bear market? And I think we've really touched on one of the best ways, probably the best way. You create liquidity with Crow, and you harvest the transaction fees, and you harvest the trading fees, and you go from there. That's a slow and steady wins the race play right there. Morphs. No, T and then Morphs. What's up?
No, I just wanted to also talk about like the risks or what you think is the highest risk from like DeFi staking. Like what could be the worst that somebody should look at?
The highest risk.
Like
Great.
the
Yeah.
validator himself, like what could happen to the validator? All the money that you put into the contract. If the validator decides to not turn on that day, or I don't know, just whatever.
I used to be a big staker with validators. When I first got into the Kronos chain, I staked the majority of my Crow with validators. I think it's a great place for people to start in terms of, making solid APRs on DeFi. It's the reason that I ended up here was because I was chasing the APRs from the CDC app to the DeFi wallet, and that was my first venture across. across the pond there. So I think a lot of people might go that same route. I think it's pretty low risk to delegate with the validators. You do have to keep on top of it. They are just people. They do bad things. They get jailed. I've had my Cosmos validator get jailed. I've had my Crow validator get jailed. You got to keep on top of it. I don't stake with validators anymore. I do all my own stuff.
The top 100 validators with CDC have backup validators. So you don't lose anything if they get put in jail. It just takes time to then revalidate. But I mean, we're talking about staking. We're not talking about node validation.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I feel like that's where you let CDC be your daddy, right? Like, either that or just put it into the earn side. Because what is it? It's like 16% or 18% in just the standard earn right
18
there.
on Atom. Atom is like 17.8% right now, and yeah, Crow's around 13.
Okay, Crow's down a little bit then, but either way, that's still really good when you look at but I will say, interest rates are coming up, so it's going to be interesting to see what's happening. Because the other day when I was at the bank, like, I just always look at the APR. Like, they always have those boards up there that say what the APRs on stuff are, and stuff's actually like CDs were at like 0.5% for the last like year and a half, and they're actually bouncing up to like a couple percent. So, which isn't great, but it's still one of those, like, that's 3 to 5x on percentage rates.
It has
The
begun.
bank.
That was the
It's
other thing I
began,
wanted
yeah.
to talk about today, bro, because that's the big picture macroeconomics that's going on with Big Daddy Powell and the Fed. Quantitative easing is here, y'all. They said it. They said it yesterday. Might have been this morning. That's the interest rates going up. That's the government starting to suck that money back out of the economy that they pumped it with for the past 2 years. So we're all going to feel the effects, and it's going to start somewhere and trickle like it tends to.
And so, and I want to let these other guys talk before I forget, because I onboarded my grandma this last it was 2 weeks ago, right? And she does everything off of her Capital One card. She has a Cabela's card. She gets Cabela's Black. She gets crazy amounts of points, and she's had it for forever, right? Well, we went to buy crypto through crypto.com on that card, and it wouldn't go through. And I was like, just call them. You just probably have to tell them that you're making a crypto purchase. So we call them, and they're like, no, we don't allow crypto because there's so many. What did she say? She's like, there's so many scams that are going on with cryptocurrency right now. We're not allowing our customers to purchase. And I'm like, whoa, this is Capital One, right? And then so we go to I'm like, well, I guess we got to use your debit card. Well, she didn't have a debit card. She just has a checkbook, right? So let's go to the bank and get you a debit card. So we go to the bank and we say something, and this is at a credit union, right? And the lady at the credit union, my grandma's like, we want to purchase some crypto. Are we allowed to do that with your stuff? And the lady's like, no, you can't do it here yet. She's like, but we're getting there. But no, my grandma's like, no, I just want to be able to swipe my card to buy it. So that was at a local family credit union, so I think we're going to start seeing because crypto.com is paired with credit unions. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of integration with credit unions. So if you use major banks, it would probably behoove you to go get you can go join a credit union for $10 or $20, and it's well worth it. They have better interest rates on stuff in their community.
And I've been telling people from day one on here, because I can't get any of the banks here on the Vineyard to do it either. So I've onboarded every single dollar that I have on crypto.com through PayPal. No joke. Every single dollar. Now, it goes from my bank to my PayPal and then to crypto.com. So fuck them all. But yeah, that's a roadblock, bro. And I tell everybody, use PayPal. PayPal is free. PayPal will give you a card for free. PayPal will give you a second card that's digital with a different number for free. So any of those work.
And then Cash App and Venmo now too. But
Hell
I'll
yeah.
let these other guys talk. Sorry, guys.
Bro, Cash App just gave me a Bitcoin wallet, a custodial Bitcoin wallet.
Yeah, bro. And ETH. You can get, I think, ETH and Litecoin. They have three or four different ones
that is wicked, because now my Robinhood has custodial wallets, my Cash App has custodial wallets, and of course my DeFi wallet. And that's the three things that I use along with my PayPal and crypto.com for onboarding fiat. So my onboard is through PayPal, and my off ramp is Cash App and Robinhood. That's what I have to do. Chromorphs, what's up?
Yeah, that was a lot to wrap my head around. I was thinking, first of all, that maybe those credit card unions don't allow it until the IRS have gotten a foothold and like make sure that they know what you are transferring money into. So the PayPal solution sounds very much better because yeah. But I wanted to also ask about you mentioned dexes and dev fees, like you kind of mixed them a little bit there, and but I wonder, doesn't MMF have any dev fees? Because LP fees, like they go to everyone that has staked in the LP. And second of all, the question also I remember was if you have 100,000 crow, how to best get. I interpreted it like how to get most US dollar out of it, you know, wait for crow to go up or do something to increase crow and quicker sell that crow for US dollar. So that was my take on the question that was asked earlier.
Oh, all right. So Morpheus is going a little more the swing trade route and a little more the dollar value route, because if if you swing trade crow, that's an easy way to build your bag because it's always fluctuating. So they have limit orders now in the CDC app, which I have finally been using. The only thing you need, and this is so I can't do a limit order through PayPal because it won't do it as a transaction. But if you have USDC in your CDC wallet, then you can set limit orders with that USDC and say swap USDC for Crow when Crow is at 17 and sell Crow for USDC when Crow is at 19.5. And let that fucker play all week, boy. I swear to God.
Wait, where's that at? That's in the actual app
In the
itself.
crypto.com app. Yeah, they started that about a month ago. Limit
Wow,
orders.
and didn't MMF also have
Yeah,
that?
MMF started it a little bit before that.
Uh-huh, nice, nice. And shouldn't the fees then be lower there? Because I remember when I first came into crypto, I left crypto.com for a little while because of the fees, because I didn't know about the exchange yet. So I know the
Yeah,
fees
because
are
when you're trading on the crypto.com exchange, you are losing to the spread every trade, which is why they reward you with crystals. And you're losing the fees too. So you've got fees and you've got the spread. Now, when you're trading in DeFi, you're doing exactly what we've been talking about, automated market makers. If you're using limit orders, then you're really killing the game. And then with MMF, the reason that they can give you such low transaction fees is because of what they implemented back in the day when they got here, which is the same thing Thunder is doing, POL, protocol owned liquidity. So they provide liquidity on their own decks for us to trade with. That's where they make their money.
Aha, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So they are taking out liquidity pool fees just the same way we are doing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for
And they
clearing
have
that
a
up.
ton. Remember, this is what Al Chimpone used to get all worked up about before he disappeared. He used to get all worked up about MMF, and the dev wallet was 15% of the tokens, and he never liked that.
He must love you then.
Yeah, he loves me. What am I holding? 95. Citadel, what's good?
Hey, oh, good job. Yo, you were saying something about the validators getting jailed or something like that, and I just didn't know what that meant.
So, if as a validator, there's a couple of things I believe that will get you jailed. Downtime, like you have to have over 95% uptime, I believe, to stay in good standing as a validator. And of course, you can't be a bad actor. You can't you can't, do backdoor deals and validate the wrong blocks and whatever the fuck they do on the back end. I don't even know, bro.
Yeah, I gotta figure all that out for real.
I
The
think that
people, like, honestly, to run a scam with validators, you have to have 51% control over the blocks, and I don't even know how you pull that off.
Well, yo, someone was telling me, bro, there's only like 17 or something like that validators on Chronos or something like that.
no, there's a lot more, but it's also the voting
Five.
power.
Right.
Oh,
And
phew.
voting power is determined by the stake. So the largest stake gets the most voting power.
And then some of them take commission on top of it. So it's the voting power, it's the commission, and their uptime.
Yeah, I recommend finding a validator with 0 fees. There's a lot of them. And
Jerry's pool. Jerry's pool has 0 fees.
There you go.
Hey, now one more follow-up question. Kind of the same on the LP stuff. Is there any risks for validators and stuff like that?
That's a great question. I don't believe there's any risks for validators. You have an upfront cost to be
Right,
an actual
of just
validator.
buying it
Yeah.
or
But
putting up the crow or whatever.
besides that, you're not really assuming a lot of risk. You're assuming a lot of work. You're assuming a
Work.
lot of responsibility.
Such as what?
Staying up, keeping your validator running and in good standing. I mean, I see that as a responsibility.
Yeah, and is that something you manually have to do, or how does the validator run itself, or is that like?
There's a whole section of their website that'll break it down. If you want to be a validator,
So there's like
it's an extensive process.
Yeah, there's like a very complicated answer to that, but the short part of it is as long as he's paying his electrical bill and it keeps going, then he's fine.
Dope. I like the way it sounds, for real.
Yeah, thank you for saying it that way. That's very simple
Yeah, I
and
was
easy to
gonna tap
understand.
in on that. I was gonna tap in on that because could he get jail time if he don't have 95% uptime and
Yeah, but we're
he is
talking
not
about
responsible?
validator
Like,
jail. They're
yeah,
not
but
gonna
like
put you in jail.
if there's a power outage, you mentioned you have to have 95% uptime, and of course also don't do any bad acting. But you couldn't go to jail for don't having 95% uptime, or did I misunderstand you?
I hope you misunderstood, because it sounded like you thought that if the power went out, the cops come to your house and take you to jail. But that's not the case, y'all. You just gotta.
Yeah, just like you said that if you don't have
Cromorphs is on the
95%
exercise
uptime.
bike tied to the validator. Like, just stay running, motherfucker.
Yo, get the diesel generators.
Exactly. Like, okay, maybe if you're a validator, it's not that illogical, because if you're a validator, it could make sense that you should have a backup place to do it, but it could be hard to have that not in the same power grid. Like, yeah.
Unfortunately, Morph, here in America, if our power goes out, we don't go to jail. But we do have generators, though.
I do have a generator. I haven't fired it up in forever. I hope it still works.
Yeah. I have a diesel generator, or what is it called? A diesel heater in my car. Does that count?
Wait, that's not part of the car? You have a separate...
Yeah, are you talking about your engine?
Yeah, my engine I have a Volkswagen multivan with a separate diesel heater that can go on its own.
That sounds like a nuclear bomb.
I know what you're talking about, Morse. I used to have one of those in my bus. So if you're looking for an efficient way to have hot heat, like LP is a cold heat, and diesels it burns hot. So it's actually like a little portable heater that you can buy, or you can buy them like you can plumb them right into your diesel tank, or you can like have a whole standalone unit. And those things are sweet. I've used one before, Chromorph. They're more of a European thing though. We don't have them much over here in the US.
Oh, really? I think it's the Westphalia or the California standard thing that has them. But yeah, we have the Eberspracher or the other one. I have the Eberspracher in my car.
Nice, yeah. they'll put them on like semi rigs or like big truck and trailers, but we don't have people are sleeping on diesel heaters because they're 12 volt. So yeah, if
Sleeping
y'all
on
want some,
diesel, period.
yeah,
Just
people sleeping on diesel,
Are
period.
brilliant. They use mine goes off the regular diesel tank, and if it's below a certain percentage, I think it is 5 or 15, then it will stop. But yeah, it heats up the car in the How can people van life in America without a diesel heater?
You'd be surprised. We're behind on a lot of things.
I think that's
super behind.
that's probably most of the people that know about diesel heaters is like van life or bus life, because it's just kind of, it's like no one else, like, because all of our cars and vehicles here, they just have normal heaters in them, and then like RVs and stuff like that run off of propane. Everything's converted to propane here a lot. Like the US is very gas and propane friendly. We don't
Very
use diesel
propane
as much.
friendly. Very
Yeah,
liquefied natural gas friendly.
I forgot that for a moment. You have gas for everything. We don't even have the only thing we use gas for is the barbecues. So
Yeah, like public buses will run off of LP, fork trucks, all kinds of stuff runs off of LP now.
Oh yeah. Anytime you see like a like a lumberyard, those things, forklifts, they all run on propane.
Yeah, but actually in Manhattan, we're starting to have electrical buses.
that makes sense. We have hybrid buses here in Norway also that yeah, that makes more sense, I guess, in a big city also to have a hybrid rather than electric because it's a lot of starting and stopping.
Yeah, so like 9 out of 10 times, if you live in Jersey and you're commuting into Manhattan, you're probably going to see an electric bus.
Oh, speaking of which, y'all, this is actually a huge selling point for Kronos that we never talk about, because in the mainstream media, if you hear fudders in your family, especially if they're over 30, it's usually about like energy consumption for Bitcoin mining, which is a huge issue. And it's been an issue since Bitcoin started. Well, it's been an issue since Bitcoin ramped up mining production and the requirements to do so. But we are an EVM, or an Ethereum virtual machine, that was built on the Cosmos SDK, and we are a proof of stake chain, which means like we're doing everything right here, y'all. We're doing everything right on Kronos, and we never talk about it.
Yeah, I tracked off there because what I was really going to ask about when I mentioned something silly was actually the consensus method of Kronos and crypto.org, because you mentioned proof of stake. Is it proof of delegated stake or something, since there are validators?
That's right.
Okay, great.
So have you
And
guys
that's why we're at 8 billion of delegated Crow. I mean, that's not a small number of Crow.
So have you guys seen the I can't remember exactly. It was on. So I'm on Lobster Wallet. I don't know if any of you guys mess with XLM, but they actually have. So you can go in there and you can. I want to call it a partnership. I can't remember the right wording for this. But if you go into Lobster Wallet, crypto.org is on there, and I don't know if they have a partnership with XLM or what, but a lot of these proof of stake, not proof of work, are kind of partnering together for, I think, when the mainnet, because if you look at bigger than just Kronos, a lot of other, I don't think it's just a coincidence that a lot of these other blockchains are working on their mainnet, and it happens to be spelt, either MAIN or in different ways. So I think we are going to see a very interesting integration, because if you look at ETH 2.0, when it actually launches, anyone that's mining ETH is going to lose like 90%, like right off the rip. Like it's a pretty solid hit.
Where did you get those numbers from, though?
Because their halving is monstrous. Like have you seen the for the ETH mining, how much it's supposed to go down when 2.0 comes out?
Yeah, I've seen different numbers depending on where they're coming from, and a lot of people are confused about ETH 2.0,
and maybe
including me. right?
Yeah, and
I
maybe
don't
I'm
know everything.
misquoting this, but as far as I understand, this is what I believe. Because if you look at like XLM, Crypto.org, Crypto or Chronos, a lot of these things that are a proof of stake, what you see is, so like, for example, like I'm an XRP head too, right? You can buy nodes on XRP, but like when you buy a node, the only people that are operating nodes, they actually pay to operate them, and they do that so that they can validate for it. So like if they have a project, then they pay to have a node that they validate with.
But then
So
that's nodes as a service.
no, because you're not paying. You're not getting paid by the network. You're paying to operate the network. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right.
like you actually like there's no financial reward for operating a node, right? It's because
It's servicing a node.
it's servicing a node, right? So
Yeah.
I think what we're going to see is a lot, because gas fees are just becoming astronomical, where I think what we're going to see is a lot of these like as you can see how we can wrap our different NFTs from chains and bring them over to like Chronos or crypto.org. What you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to take like these ETH NFTs and these different NFTs, you're going to be able to wrap them on different networks, whether it's Chronos, crypto.com, XLM, XRP, whatever. You're going to be able to wrap them and send them or use them on those networks. So that's where I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah, because the way Cosmos has it laid out is that these dApps should be able to plug into any EVM compatible blockchain.
Exactly.
Just straight up in.
Exactly. And you should just be able to exchange. And that's where like this mining, like the whole Bitcoin mining and everything too. Bitcoin mining has been taking huge hits. And it's because obviously it's become somewhat saturated, but also just because mining is going under huge attack. And if you look at like any of these chains that are really starting to pop up the ranks from it within the last, like, and not to say that ETH isn't going to stay. I think ETH is going to stay high because everything's built on there. But if you have blockchains that you can wrap it in, like Chronos, and bring those NFTs over and sell them on those marketplaces for nothing with no gas, that's basically you still have an ETH NFT, but you have it operating on another blockchain, right, for free with no valid. You don't have to pay all the like $100 to sell it, or $100 to list it or whatever. So I think that's where we're going to start seeing a lot of things moving here over the next few months, and I think they have to push people out so that. Because there's a lot of people that probably aren't going to understand how that works until it's easier to use, So I think that we're just this whole integration of blockchains starting to work together, and being on crypto.com NFT, seeing all these new because like I was on there today just looking through these drops, and they did this one with the Clayton network where you buy the NFT and then you send it off of the Chronos network off of crypto.com onto Clayton, and you can like play with it or something. They're doing a lot.
They made a bunch of GameFi partnerships in the past
with
2
different
weeks.
blockchains, and it's crazy.
With Hedera, they made a big one with Hedera recently.
Yeah, so you're like buying these NFTs and then you send them off of the marketplace to another blockchain and you use them on that blockchain. So I don't know. That's pretty. I mean, that's some next level stuff, and I think we need to really make sure we're paying attention to that because, if you're gonna, I don't know, it makes me super bullish for Chronos and any of the partners that they have.
Yeah, I want to run that by someone from CDC if we ever get them in here. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we could try and get Joe or Damien.
Get them in here. You just reminded me. You remember I asked yesterday in the jungle about transferring to DeFi?
Mm-hmm.
I luckily transferred an NFT that I was intending to burn anyway. It's still not been transferred 24 hours ago, and the transaction is still just, we will load in 5 seconds, loading in 5 seconds. So yeah, the transaction has not gone through in 24 hours. And
unbelievable. And this is from your CDC to your crypto.com DeFi.
Exactly. And support have elevated me to a high, first from support to an NFT support, then from NFT support to a higher NFT
Do you feel elevated?
whatever. And it has taken 24 hours just to not get any answer about, first of all, how to transfer an NFT from CDC to DeFi. They don't know it. I commented to them. Nobody
knows.
Help section is way, way off, because you sent me a help section, not you, but the CDC, that said that the coin receive is the same address in this CDC DeFi for both coins and NFTs. So I can use that. So, okay, I did that. And the help section in the NFT section says, just click NFTs and receive, and the receive button isn't there. So I imagine they are bringing that to notice also, but
Yeah, that part I never got because there's a deposit NFT button on the crypto.com side, but there's nothing like that on the DeFi side. So I don't know what they're talking about. But
exactly, and I said to them like, dudes, I'm a creator of a project. I understand smart contracts. I can put on an NFT collection on the blockchain. I can create a DApp, but I can't, for the life of me, transfer an NFT from CDC NFT to my DeFi wallet app. So please, and she's like, or he's like, yeah, but Kronos is ours. I know, but it's better.
Kronos is ours. Kronos is ours, first of all. CDC can.
Yeah, please get them in here tomorrow. I will, if they have not fixed this until tomorrow, I will be pretty amped up.
24 hours is usually the cutoff.
So, Morph, did you say it was an NFT that they were taking off though?
I have created, first of all, I want to transfer my Black Label NFT to my DeFi so I can send it to my sister. But first of all, I tried to withdraw an NFT that I created outside of a collection. So I was anyway gonna burn it. That NFT is now still not anywhere to be found on the crypto.org Explorer because transaction hasn't happened. It says withdrawn 24 hours ago, and I used the wallet address in my DeFi app that is connected.
Dang, that's crazy. I guess I've never played with that much from bringing something over to the DeFi wallet. I've only sent a couple of things, but crazy. Yeah, get them in here.
Absolutely do that. They have some
I'm
explaining.
sending the invites now for tomorrow. It's been a while for them. I saw Joe and Damien, or someone's been running like crypto.com AMAs. I think it might be Damien. No, I think it's Joe. No, I can't tell their voices apart. They're both Canadian, right? They sound kind of similar. I can't tell when it's behind the crypto.com account, but they're definitely doing some Twitter stuff. So there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to come.
Too.
So many people though, like 1,500 people for that last one.
Yeah, and the support section. Imagine when you click on, you are inside crypto.com NFT, you ask for support, and you come to a person that has no clue how to use DeFi wallet and has no clue about anything actually, and just have to send you along. Okay, they have a lot of customers, so I get that. But
they got a lot of admin, and that's it. Just a lot of admin. That's it. Marketing, admin.
Yeah, and I commented it to them because what frustrates me so much is like my little sister, to onboard people into crypto. I feel okay, the DeFi wallet is good on Kronos because they can mint from it. They see their NFT, or at least usually, and I think that's a great way for them to don't have to dabble into MetaMask and stuff, and kind of feel a little bit safer because they have crypto.com app connected to their crypto app. And I pointed it out to them like, this is horrible, very, very bad. The help section doesn't say correct things, and I can't even explain people how to do it. I don't
You can
use
go
this.
back and forth with them for weeks, and it really doesn't go much of anywhere. It's ridiculous.
And they've been hiring and training for over a year now. So
that's sad.
I don't really know how much better it's going to get. We used to say it's going to get better. We used to say it every week, actually. But I think this is just how it's going to be. You know, we're going to have to keep running these. We're going to have to keep helping everybody with their onboarding and their understanding of DeFi. It's
I
just
think
something.
you do.
Yeah, it's a necessity.
Like
What's
in
frustrating
Norway,
is
in
they're
Nor
doing some really nice things over there. They're, you know, I mean, the marketing is they're making strides. You know, you see them
Everybody
going in a
should be
certain
doing it.
direction. It's pretty impressive. But
That's
you got to pay attention to the details, man. I mean, where the functionality meets the road, you know, where the rubber meets the road is so important because then, I mean, damn, if it doesn't work right,
well.
or you got
That's why
counterfeit
people feel
art
bad
over there.
because they feel unappreciated
Exactly.
by CDC. But it's not that you're unappreciated. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Who does? Raise your hand.
not many raised hands.
Good. At least we have honest bunch. You know,
I mean,
we've always
start
had
with
an
the
honest
simple
bunch.
thing.
Oh, troopers, get out of
Right?
here.
Start with the simplest thing, fix that, and then move on to the next thing. I mean, how hard is it to, you know, figure out that something's counterfeit? If it's counterfeit, it's very obvious somewhere else, and it's very obvious that you know, the dev team and their real Discord knows nothing about the guy that's selling it on CDC NFT. So, how hard could it be to go through there and click a button to delete the ones that are selling counterfeit art? It couldn't be that hard. It can't be.
It
Actually,
Click a
you
must
mouse.
be.
cannot
It's been going on so
delete.
long. Kronos,
Yeah, and
please
I
Can't.
can
answer.
delete my mismint. I couldn't delete it. I have to wait 30 days, then transfer it to that happened out of itself. But like, they have a pretty weird system, and yeah, I won't talk about it much. I see Kronos has his hands up.
Kronos' biggest fan. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? So you guys were talking about how CDC doesn't really know what they're doing, and the reality of the situation is the corporate world is going to have to adapt to the paradigm of blockchain. Ultimately, the whole reason I decided to get into crypto and blockchain was I got a scholarship to a cybersecurity school in NYU, but my scholarship format wouldn't allow for a cybersecurity laptop, but they would pay up to $4,000 in books over the term of like a 3-year degree. I said, well, you know, how old school is that when books are being replaced by laptops now? The corporate world has a hard time adjusting, especially when it's a bunch of baby boomers running these corporations now to the 20th century, ultimately. So, you know, I started looking around for blockchain information when I was talking to the instructors of the class. I said, well, do you guys teach anything about blockchain? They said, no, but that is going to be the future of security. And I said, well, why wouldn't I just learn blockchain on my own instead of paying you guys $40,000 a year to uh, teach me obsolete technology? And they said, you have a good point. So, unfortunately.
Because it is a good point. It's a
Yeah.
great point. And you're
So,
probably one of the very few students who asked these questions.
well,
Because
we're
everybody else seems very fine with the higher education system and paying $40,000 a year minimum for outdated books and obsolete technologies.
but where are they going to recruit people for this new technology? They're going to have to find people who are basically self-taught, right? So a bunch of nerds and degenerates who are sitting behind the computer, and that might not be their exact class of desirable employees. But guess what? That unfortunately they're making it the future by not adapting sooner.
Watch
You're
these
gonna,
YouTube videos, y'all. I've been telling you. Solidity Dev 101. Like, just give it a shot.
Okay, I
But it
will.
is funny, after the dialogue I had with some of these administrators, they started sending me data camp extensions on self-taught Python classes that are for free. So if anybody's interested in coding, Solidity
No shit, really?
comes from Python. So I'll post
Nothing
that.
wrong with Python. Python, Rust, Solidity. There's a bunch.
Yeah, and I think Neon
It
is the
doesn't have to
Solana
be.
blockchain.
Yeah.
I've
A lot of
actually
us never saw ourselves as coders ever, like ever. I'm almost 40. I caught myself. So maybe that's why. But like, I hope the younger folks don't put themselves in a box like I did, because there's absolutely no reason why you can't learn how to code.
How are they gonna bother with learning code when they are all about TikTok and everyone wants to be a TikTok star?
So you make a what are they called? A challenge. You make a TikTok challenge called
Oh,
read a
that's
fucking
killing.
book on Solidity.
So I posted the link up top. It's called Data Camp. They have 2 different subscriptions. One's free, teaches you a bunch of free Python coding. And then they have a more in-depth version of Python that's a paid subscription, where they'll send you tests and then the keys to decode certain complex equations.
That sounds
Bro,
like
thank you
fun,
so
dude.
much.
Yeah, that's an awesome resource, and I highly recommend. This is not a joke. Like, watch the videos, watch the tutorials, see if anything sparks your interest. It's not one lane. It's not like pack yourself into this little coder box and put your glasses on and get your pocket protector. That's not what we're talking about. You can just learn this stuff at home. And even if it just helps you understand contracts and how to read them, that's fine. You win. You're 10 steps ahead of the game.
Well, it's like, could you imagine a recruiter trying to get Bach to work for the corporation? Like, Bach came from Stellar, right? But, like, Bach or Legend or some of these other devs, like, hey, we'd like you to come work for us. Well,
You can't
fuck
put
you.
Bach in a box, boy.
Yeah, fuck you. Get the fuck away from me.
That's
Corporate
a good point.
greed.
Yeah. Why would you ever do it? Yeah. Good point.
Actually, I wanted to pin on that you said with you were they wanted to send you to obsolete coding classes, and I have been unemployed, and the unemployment office wanted me also to take a course to learn HTML and JavaScript. What the age? I have already written in my curriculum that I know these languages. Why would you send me to learn them when I have said I know them and I have learned them on YouTube, first of all? And second of all, why don't you want me to learn Solidity? And they were like, huh? And that
That's
made
the
me think,
devil's
like,
code, Morpheus. That's the
when you said
dangerous
this,
one.
yeah, when you say that you also got that offer, I'm thinking, okay, who are these guys that are teaching out these things now? These are the obsolete guys that were in the internet boom, or maybe a little bit later, but they know these things and they can earn on it. Of course, they have connections within maybe the government or somewhere that allows them to be the conference holders and cash in a lot of money on everyone, and the government is paying. We are just sent there taking it for free, or like you say, you can pay for maybe $4,000 something for books or a class. Here in Norway, we just go there if we are
Right, because
unemployed.
that's what's
We
important to
Yeah.
governments and societies, everybody. It's called status quo. And nobody in government or society likes it when you shake up the status quo. It's the same reason why they told Chronospan to get a bunch of books.
Exactly, and
Because
imagine
they
then.
make money off of the books. They've been making money off of the books. You can't change the system. It scares people.
Exactly, but then imagine when I also say young kids, they only want to go on TikTok, but in 5 or 10 years, we are going to be the ones that are being asked to hold these conferences for every kid because they don't know what we are doing. They have no clue. So, and they think we are experts. Like the unemployment office thinks they are expert that know HTML and CSS. Like, come on, HTML5 is so easy to understand for even a 10-year-old. So I can't imagine how little they know in the government.
Oh yeah, I had a conversation earlier today. Like the government can't even fix potholes in schools. What makes you think that they could fix something like COVID or predict the plague? You know, when they can't even predict potholes. So just a small bit of drama, but also to touch on the revolution of technology. You could follow history. I mean, I've worked for some pretty big companies, all of which these companies there were no trade schools that would teach you these specialized skills. Everything from aircraft assembly to high tech avionics. So we started with United Aircraft back in the 40s and 50s, and they actually developed their own engineering companies to fill the demand, to stay on the cutting edge, and have engineers trained by the time they got to their position uh, to do what they needed them to do to fill that gap in the labor force. Um, but you rarely see that anymore. They expect the government to do everything for these corporations. And I mean, I'm sure China would do that, you know, set up coding schools left and right on the cutting edge and give scholarships to promising students. But unfortunately, in a socialist economy, it would probably be like high status individuals of their population, not like the best fit. Because unfortunately, the best fit devs are not people persons.
Yeah, I wonder if a social hierarchy is a good thing or a bad thing. China's really got it down. They're keeping tabs on everybody.
Unfortunately, that's not what they're looking at right now. I have a friend that works in Washington, D.C., and some of the topics that have come up is talking about Kevlar in schools. So they might want to start kids having like Kevlar vests. And those are the biggest topics that they're talking about, not skills, not technology or anything like that. Like those are the biggest topics that our schools are like concerning themselves with right now.
I can't even believe that's a real thing. I'm so glad I don't like participate in the mainstream media cycle.
Yeah. We have had in Norway one episode. I'm pretty sure everyone in the world knows about it, and we still don't have anything. But yeah, I know it's insane over in the States, but still.
It's the outrage Olympics in the States, dude. We're just trying to piss each other off at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
And now the media here also starts to shift that way with every voice on Twitter or not Twitter as much as Facebook and this stuff. They get heard and they get a voice, and the media controls it a lot. So it's
Well, they can't control this shit. So if you got something to say, you better hit that mic button because we only got 24 minutes left.
that Norwegian massacre was horrific, though. Was that guy with the manifesto from the Knights Templar?
That is correct.
Yeah, somebody sent me his
horrible.
manifesto, and it wasn't like some deranged kid. That was a grown man targeting a political target from out of country, right?
He targeted our workers' party that have had kids on an island. He went out to the island with a machine gun.
Oh, the island! God damn, I remember this story.
Yeah, he went out to the island with a machine gun, and police in Norway don't carry guns, so it was he just picked them off really. And before that, he blew up a car outside. What's the English word for the government house? And really horrible stuff. He tried to make a point across, and I feel when I look at America, when these points are made, everyone have to act upon it or like act on it, and we're like, no, we stand together, and like this is not going to happen because of that one guy. But it seems everything that happens, like, okay, America is a huge country. If we were to take into account everything that happens in Europe, we would also be having these Kevlar West discussions about having it in school and stuff. But I feel it goes out of control a little bit.
Yeah,
it's a
a lot
touchy
of
It's out of
subject.
control.
It's a touchy subject
Yeah.
though too, because it's definitely because what comes after trying to put our kids in Kevlar is just saying, oh well, if we just don't have guns, then everything will be okay. So it is, it just depends on what what you believe. But I don't know, it's hard when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I don't know, like nobody wants to see school shootings or see any of this stuff happen, but I don't know, it's also I don't know, it's I think the more, and this is one thing too,
It makes it a difficult country to live in.
it does, and it's one of those where it's also like it becomes such a big, like, it's kind of one of those things. I have a thing written on my wall. It says the more energy you give something, the more power it takes. And I just wholeheartedly believe that. I believe that it is not good, like, but we need to try to address it. And I understand protecting kids, but I don't know, man. It's just, there's a, I don't know, bad things happen, bad people do bad things, but I don't know, that like even then, if you don't have cops that can protect people, I don't know, it's a touchy subject, because if cops don't carry guns and they can't protect their citizens, then someone that does procure a gun starts doing crazy stuff. I mean, where is what side is the right side? Or
I agree with
there's
you.
always bad people.
I agree with you. Like, I don't think like Kevlar can be an answer, because like, how heavy are these vests? Are like, most rounds can go through Kevlar?
They're ridiculously heavy. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. That's exactly what I have my hand raised for. In the service, I had a plate carrier, and we had to cut that stuff down to the very minimalist possible way, because we were not mobile. You can't have kids wear Kevlar. Even the vest without the plates is insanely heavy. Have Kevlar lined doors or something, and then have a lockdown routine or something. But having kids wear Kevlar is absolutely insane.
I wore a bulletproof vest as a fashion statement one time, and it worked, because I swear to God, that was the night Lizzie fell in love with me. But all jokes aside, the day after, because I wore it like to a show, I used to put on a lot of shows, but I was rocking this bulletproof vest and like a Fat Farm parka. It was a vibe, all right. But
Hold
here's
on.
the deal. Here's the story.
The
My
90s.
shoulders hurt
What were the
so
shoes,
bad
Alpha?
the next day. I couldn't even move.
Well, wait a minute now. You said that
This was 20 years ago.
Yeah, but you already told us the story about how you did the the wedding crasher move, where you did and I was really impressed with it, how you did the babysitter move, and you got in with Lizzie that way, which was really impressive.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the night.
Oh,
I'm
she
talking about
actually
the night
fell
that
in.
I got
Oh,
the
okay.
look, dude.
I guess if you had Kevlar-sized vests for children, and you heard there's an active shooter, like a special alarm, like a fire alarm for an active shooter situation, and then they put the vests on, okay. But you can't be having kids walk around with Kevlar vests on. That's insanity. They would have all sorts of issues as they grew, carrying that kind of weight on their body all the time.
I had no idea that this was the public discourse. It's incredibly disconcerting.
And you can't raise your kids in fear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You can't have your kids going to school.
Even if they're in the closet, even if it's in a closet, and like they only get them out when there's a shooting. I don't want my kid going to a school where there's bulletproof vests in the closet.
No, period.
Like, I agree with that too.
Fear, and I think that, and it's one of those, when it comes down to, if you look at psychology of how people, I don't want to like get all like tinfoil hatty here, but like, you want to control people, you put them in a fear mode. If you can put people in fear, you can make them do a lot more things than if they feel like they have control of a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Battered wife syndrome.
They complain a lot less about food prices when they're fucking scared shitless.
When they're scared that they're not going to be able to get any food whatsoever. Like, yeah,
no,
you'll
this
pay
is a
it
fact.
because you need it.
Dead ass fact. That's why I'm saying fuck the mainstream media. It's not even like those people that wear the shirts that say that. I'm just saying, like, don't engage. It's toxic.
Well, you can't believe any of it. I mean,
It's because every side lies. It has nothing to do with your politics. It's all lies. The whole Osama bin Laden thing was a lie. I know because I was there when we found his body. Like, all of it is lies. The good is lies. The bad is lies. All of it is lies. And if you I don't know who just said that, but you put people in fear to control them. That's why abused women don't leave their husbands, out of fear. You control them through fear. It's just that I've never heard anybody say that before, but that just sums up the entirety of what our mainstream media has become. An entire fear-mongering campaign to control the masses.
100%, bro. And I think that if you have to be very careful how much you envelop yourself. It's just like we said with the crypto market before. Look at the fear greed index of the crypto market to tie it back into this. The whole world is in fear right now, right? And when everyone's in fear, look at like what Warren Buffett and all these different, like someone was quoting him yesterday. That's the reason it's on the top of my head. I don't remember who it was, but buy the fear, sell the greed, and it's not, this isn't money advice. It's just, you got to be careful on what's being pushed at certain times. We see the interest rates turning. We understand how these things work. We need to prepare ourselves and just understand, yeah, if you have some extra money right now, buy some extra food, like you want to fight inflation, you want to fight some things, stock up your kitchen cabinets with your extra crow you got, because in 2 months it's going to cost you twice as much. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I have a pretty good feeling. Look at what fuel prices are doing, and they don't seem to be stopping. I mean, like, we just got to be careful, and prepare yourself, because when they put us in these fear, they can do whatever the hell they want. And and then like this universal income and all that, they're pushing really hard to put us on, like, look at like this pandemic relief that we had these last couple of years, and universal income that different countries are implementing, to where they're giving their the people of their country a basic income just to live. Like, I understand people need to live,
In
but we also need
crypto,
to,
my guy.
in crypto.
Crypto.
Yeah.
They
And
are
that's what's,
handing out crypto payments in big cities to stimulate the economy. And like, this is what's going down. The mainstream media is not telling these stories, but this is exactly what's going down.
And we got to be careful, and we got to make sure that you cut through that freaking butter with a hot knife and try to dissect it, because it's interesting, bro. The fear that they are pumping into us, and the markets, the people, everything, all the way around. It's just, that's just what they do. That's how they control us.
But definitely do your research. Don't listen to the media, but do real research, because like, you will find these stories, and you will find actual information that's useful and relevant. So
all this
it's
crap
not
that's
just
going on,
here on Twitter being regurgitated by degenerates.
all this crap that's going on is exactly why y'all's favorite little crypto 3-year-old is going to be homeschooled. I'm going to teach her how to, like, legit survive off the land. Like, we're going to go on camping trips with a knife and some, like, 550 cord and survive.
Hey, nice job.
And she will be in martial arts at the age of 6. Like, this girl will be ready for when the shit hits the fan. She's going to be leading a revolution, bro. I see it in her already. She's meant for great things, but great things aren't meant for her. This world is going to hell in a handbasket, and I got to have her prepared.
Well, y'all come vacation in Colorado, bro. I'm actually, my place that I'm living at out here, I'm full off grid. I've got and that, but we're running off solar and all that good stuff. So
that's so dope, dude.
Yeah, bro.
My army, one of my best friends that I've served with he lives in Colorado, over by Fort Carson.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, definitely, if you come out here, we've got room for you. Come camping, bro. And no, I agree with that. Like, in any, like, dude, anyone that, if you have a couple extra $100, dude, look into getting like a solar bank or things like that too, because one other thing that's in talks is rolling blackouts, and like, it's just one of those things to have a way to charge your phones, to charge different things, to be able to run home appliances. Like you can run refrigerators and stuff off them depending on the size. Like because that's been a talk lately too around different countries are having rolling blackouts right now.
It's a great thing to invest in if you're a
I am
homeowner.
so close right there, man, to doing that. I'm so sick of the local utilities company. I'm right there. I'm like a hair away from pulling the trigger on that. I'm sick of it.
My tipping point was just because when I came out here to Colorado, I was so used to like being a couple grand to like drop a power pole at a house site, like if you're building a house or whatever. And it's between 10 to 12 grand out here to have a power pole put on my property. And I was like, yeah, it looks like we're putting solar in. We're going to build this joke. Cause it's like, you want me to give you $10,000 to send me a bill every month? I'm good. Thanks.
Get the fuck out of here. 12
No,
grand.
I just
in
like
Connecticut,
you were.
the
12
two biggest
grand
things
to put
that
a
are
5
illegal:
kilowatt system on your roof right now.
long rifles with high capacities are illegal in Connecticut, and solar banks are illegal for the public's protection.
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine that shit?
Really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Solar
Oh my
banks are illegal.
God, dude.
They said it causes fires.
Protecting
so they
the
don't want
people.
them.
That's what they're doing.
Protecting the people.
Because overpowered fuse boxes and transformers that explode don't cause fires.
Oh, because PG&E
Or
didn't
gas.
start 1,500 wildfires in California this year. They didn't
Yeah.
do that.
That's real. Yeah.
No, I'm fully with whoever was talking about not living in fear. And I'm not going to teach my daughter to be afraid. I'm going to teach her how to survive. Because with knowledge gives you a lack of fear. I mean, you have a respectful fear of the things that you know, but I mean, the worst thing that could ever happen to her is if she was stuck not being able to take care of herself when everything goes to hell. So, you give a person a fish, they eat for a day. You teach them how to fish, well, they never go hungry. And it's kind of that way with life in general, too.
Give them knowledge. Take away the fear. I mean, That's kind of what we're doing in here, man. It's basically just for DeFi and crypto, but hopefully people better their lives somehow through the shit that we talk about, because we talk about a lot of shit in here.
Yeah, and like hopefully with that, if people have fear, like I know I ask a lot of questions and sometimes I'm like, my bad for bringing up past subjects, but you can't have, if you're trying to make money and learn these things too, or just trying to learn stuff, don't have fear of asking questions and coming up and whatever, because I ask a million questions till I'm blue in the face. I don't care how annoyed people get. I want to learn, and if someone is willing to teach me about it, I'm gonna annoy them, not annoy them to whatever, but people might not want to hear my questions, but hey, like it's just one of those things. Like you're your own worst enemy when it comes to learning. Like put yourself out of your comfort zone and ask a question, and you'll be surprised how much people want to help you.
And it's fucking exciting learning new things. It's one of my favorite things to do. What about you, Morphs? You're always on some shit.
I'm always learning every day. And I'm learning him a lot in these spaces also. And a key thing that I think many people around the world are feeling is the need to get out of the city, get away from people, live off the land, go back to the roots. And what you also said, Doc, about raising your daughter to be able to do martial arts, it's not because you want her to fight. It's because then she will have a better way of having control of situations. Like for me, that's a way of approaching a situation that does not have with fear to do. It's about establishing a grounds to be able to handle situation. And I'm not going to tap into Second Amendment at all, because I know that's a very big thing in the US, and to be able to have guns, because here in Norway, it's kind of different. The police don't have guns, so we don't have the need to utilize the Second Amendment in the same way. But the thing I want to bring up about guns is there is a fear factor involved with people that have a gun. I'm not gonna tap into the whole police situation because that is insane over there. The whole kind of thing there, but like the difference between holding a gun and be able to do martial arts is my point. The difference is huge, and the discipline they learn and the values they learn in martial arts, if of course going to the right dojo, is amazing and huge for human development.
gun lovers, gun enthusiasts, everyone who's into firearms should have the same type of discipline that they have in martial arts.
Fully agree with you.
One thing that we are lacking in America is discipline with firearms. And
I think that every kid at the age of 10 should go through like almost a hunter safety course for all weapons.
Amen. I was just about to say something like that, Doc, because growing up,
we don't
like, I
even
grew up
hold
in the
it
Midwest.
properly in America. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we turn it sideways, you know, and like that's just.
I have all kinds of pistols and guns in my house, and I don't even keep them locked up. I have it. All my kids have a respectful fear and knowledge of every single gun in my house. They know how to use them. They've seen them kill an animal. They know that there's no "oops, I'm sorry" with a gun. I mean, my 3-year-old, I keep it in a place where she can't get to it because she's not old enough to understand the difference. But
yeah, you lock up the kids, not the guns. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. If my middle two children needed to, like, somebody was breaking into the house, they can get to it. They don't need a key for it. It's just my 3-year-old can't get to it. So, like, but they all know what it's like. They went through the same training I had. I put them through training from when I was in the military, but also the stuff I've learned all my life growing up. And they know what it's like. They know what they do. They know the power of a gun. They know how to.
It's just a very rare. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. With knowledge comes power and lack of fear. And if every kid knew how to take apart and disassemble any firearm, there would be a lot less fear, and there would be a lot more safety implications from the people that aren't ready to go on a mass shooting spree.
No, I agree, Doc. Because I grew up like I learned how to shoot a bow and arrow when I was 2-3 years old. You know, like my grandpa was huge into archery, and you know, like but also with that, respecting your weapon. You know, like the first thing we learned was how a weapon functions, and then like once we were old enough to shoot a gun, you know, like you always make sure your safety's on. And I came from a military family though too, you know, so you always put the gun to where it's pointing upwards and, you know, or at the ground, never at other people. Like you learn all these different things. And I learned all that like at a very young age, but that was just because, you know, like you said, there is no oops with it, you know? And I think that respect though is like, I don't know. I think it's a lot. We don't have a lot of that in this. Like there is certain people that raise their families up with the respect of them and things like that, but it is like Alpha was saying, it's kind of a lost art, which
respect in general, let alone respect for firearms. Let's respect Joe's hand. Brad, not you yet. Joe QE, what's up?
Actually gonna walk back inside the house real fast because the wind decided it was gonna pick up. I wanted to give a shout out real quick to all the projects out there. And yes, Zoo NFT, you get the shout out every day. Buy 3, get 1 free. But I did see, and Chromorphs, I didn't forget you today. You get a special shout out. But I did notice a Thunder Chronos NFT on Tofu, number 46, for sale for 300 Crow.
What? What?
Just saying. And I didn't snatch it up because
You gonna let someone else have it? That's big of you.
I am. I still have the giveaway going on for a random minter. One minter between 223 and 300 will get dropped a
ETH token.
ETH token. I will be eligible for that because I will not be doing the random spin.
Yeah.
No, you can't be eligible for that.
He's keeping himself eligible.
Hey,
he knows how good those ETH tokens are.
That's
rigged. I'm just saying. Well,
Joe's
it's not
got
rigged because
probably on his feet right now. You rocking those Jordans, boy?
How can you
and
be
I haven't taken because I've purchased since 223. I've purchased probably 5 of the Thunder NFTs.
Well,
We're coming up on
So
300. We're at like
we'll allow it,
287,
but we don't
288.
like it.
There's only
yeah,
12.
I
There's only
understand.
12 left.
Yeah, we're getting close, and you know, I got to throw it out there. I'm trying
And
to be
I gotta
respectful.
If you're not doing the picker, Joe, then you should be eligible. If someone else
And
is
I'm
doing
not
the
doing.
picker,
Yeah,
then you should be eligible because you're the one just giving it away. You're not the
Right.
one doing the picking.
right. And it may come down to like when we did the 420 crow or 420 thunder, 4200 thunder, 42,000 thunder. That day, I don't know how in the hell it happened that all the stars were aligned. I actually hit on my
See,
mint
this is
numbers,
sounding
every single
even
one
more
of them.
fishy. It's
Yeah,
getting
because
fishier and
there were
fishier as we go,
there
man.
were 8 tokens in that giveaway, and you had 4 of the 5 winners. You had bought 4 of the 8.
Right.
So Joe knows how to play these giveaways, y'all. It's I can't say it's easy. He makes it look easy, but it's worth it because
I'm stretching them out.
This is a way to get the sneakers that ETH NFT holders get by buying a Chronos NFT. So
I'm trying to get back to the community. I'm trying to let other people get involved in this. And I'm not saying everybody has to go out and buy 5 or 10. Just if you've got a little bit of extra crow, save it up a little bit. We still have 12 left before we hit the 300. Get a second
you
one.
better get these sneakers before I start selling them again. Because with crow at like 17 cents, these Jordans are worth a lot more crow than they used to be back in like December.
But I do want to say, I am still waiting for a Supreme flannel to show up in my mailbox.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So you wanted an extra large, and we're actually out of extra large.
It looks like large it is.
That's what the holdup was. So for that flannel, there's only small and medium left. And I was thinking I'd run it by you because Cutie sounds like a medium.
She's a little more endowed than a medium.
Well then,
but
I can send a hoodie. I can send an extra large hoodie.
I will take a hoodie.
All right, let's do that.
Because I am a hoodie guy. I wear hoodies probably.
And these Supreme extra
6 months
larges
out of the
are
year.
hard to come by. The extra large is actually a super hard size to get. So these are rare, and we like to give rare collectibles to our friends and family in real life, not NFT collectibles, because we like both, and we want to mix it up a little bit. So if you haven't received something in real life, probably hold a Thunder NFT. Definitely hold a Thunder NFT.
Yep. So back to the
shit.
the peace
Happy
and harmony.
420, everybody.
I was gonna ask, is that what that unlockable content is now? I see on my ETH NFT.
No, those are the banners. The banners qualify you for lifetime sneakers, bro. Lifetime. Like,
I get a banner now?
Did you get a banner? What does your unlockable content say?
I don't know. Hold on. I saw it. I didn't open it.
Don't say the code. Just say the number.
Say the code.
Just say the number.
Let me see. Let me get my MetaMask.
Okay, I will just chime in then with when are Thunder token number 46 gonna get something fun? Because yeah, that's me now. And
how did you get 46? That was like one of the first ones minted.
I have 86, and a joke you just said 46 was for sale, so I bought it. And another thing.
That's amazing though, because the first 42 were held back for airdrops, right? So 46 was actually the 4th token minted.
Nice. And you have to verify your collection on the Tofu NFT.
I thought I did.
You have not.
I filled out.
That's probably why you're not getting the royalties.
I filled out all the paperwork for them.
Oh, it should have gone through them.
Right? Or was it? Yeah, we did Crocy live here with Bach, but Tofu was the one that we actually like filled out their little Google form or whatever.
Oh, no, it's on their page. It's on page, the form to fill out, I believe, actually, to remember.
All right, I'll go through.
And the ABSers have a Google form, I think.
And just an idea, not a, my own thought process. I've picked up a couple of the sweeping the floor market Thunder NFTs. They make great onboarding giveaways. Hey, it didn't cost you full price. Here you go. Check this out. Come check out the groups, and you'll probably learn something. Worst case scenario, you're going to laugh.
Thunder NFTs make the best giveaways.
You read my mind there, and I have picked up a couple for my mods, and now I have picked up a little one for my little sister as well. Maybe she will come onto the space sometime.
Oh, you should definitely bring your sister. Everybody should bring their sisters tomorrow. We're really shooting for Sunday brunch with Lizzie. I hope she comes this week. She's been super busy.
Hey, Alpha.
And
you remember when you had that guy here that did the tampon NFT? Was that guy in here?
Yeah, he was here. He didn't talk a lot though.
Yeah, well, today is their Free Friday mint. If you go to their website, you can mint up to 8 for free. I was in a space today that he was talking more about what his thing is, and it's
good.
It's more just bringing awareness to the fact that women get screwed by this whole ordeal, like how much it costs. That there only comes 8 in a box, but they probably go through like 2 or 3 a day, so they end up having to buy 2 boxes for 1 week of use. And he's trying to bring awareness to it and generate funds and build a community around it to help reach out and for women who can't afford them. It sounds like a pretty decent project what he's got going. I couldn't remember if that was you, but then I remembered somebody said shrink it, pink it,
and pink it. That's the marketing.
Yeah, and I thought that was you that said that, and so that's what made me think of it. So I wasn't going to say anything, but I remember he was here. And
I'm glad that you heard him speak about it more, because that's what was lacking in here. And if he gave you a good vibe, then that's great, because that's what was missing. It's a great, mission.
Yeah, he was.
Anybody who's passionate about helping underserved populations in any way, shape, or form, we're for it.
He extended the first Friday of every month. You can mint up to 8 of whatever the tampons. He's going to do another creation of pads, kind of the keeping in the theory, the whatever. But he extended it for today because there was some problems on the site or something, or I can't remember what he said exactly, but so he offered to extend it to today. So I don't remember the name of the website off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you looked up NF Tampon on Twitter, you could find them and then go to their website. It's a free mint today.
Cool, man. I'm glad you brought it back up.
Gas fees when I tried to mint were $165, so I passed.
Oh, don't ever do that. Oh, look. DeFi Dave is renting his PP space. So that's ingenuitive. Nice work, Dave.
Anyway, I wanted to bring that up for you, buddy.
Thanks, bro. I also put up top our friends at the Chrono Steakhouse, who, check the tapes we talked about for the entire first hour of this show. The Chrono Steakhouse is giving away an Island Thunder NFT in the next hour. So you can literally win one. If you haven't gotten in the steakhouse yet, please use somebody's referral code in here. Everybody is fucking with the steakhouse. Trust me. So you click on the referral code. Everything that you grill, 12% of your crow in the Genesis pool goes to your buddy. 8% of your MMF goes to your buddy. I think it's the same for SVN. But the important thing is, look at the rules in this giveaway. All you need is 50 crow in the Crow Lotto pool or $10 in the USDC pool, and you are entered, and it goes down in an hour. So get in the Discord. All you have to do is hit a reaction emoji in the Discord and have at least 50 crow in the pool. Best of luck. Drink some water, brush your teeth, floss those puppies, and own your keys, own your crypto. Please, for the love of God, don't tell anybody your seed phrase. They don't need it. Please. And what am I forgetting? I think that's it. We'll see you tomorrow for brunch, 10 a.m.
And I'll see you tomorrow for Chrono Balls as AMA, right, Alpha?
7 p.m.
Yes.
Test me, man. All right. Lots of love,
All right.
everybody.
See you, dude.